Hello, Hangover series. Hello, and welcome back to the Hangover series. Guys, I'm a little bit hungover right now, and we went to the first restaurant that we're going to for Restaurant Week, which is a thing here, I guess, called Restaurant Week, and basically a lot of restaurants have like a set menu, and then you get that set menu. It comes with like appetizer, main course, dessert, you know the vibes. We went to this place called Miru, and it was really good. And then we went to this bar afterwards, and they had like a wristband you could get for $25, and then you got unlimited drinks till like 10 p.m. or something. So that's what we did. And for some reason, like, I had a lot of energy yesterday, and I like wanted to be at the club, but no one else was matching my freak. I'm like, guys, let's drink like 4 drinks in this small hour we have left. And they're like, girl. I'm like, guys, the night is so young right now. And we did do like 3 drinks within the hour. I was like, let's get our money's worth, bitches. Like, it wasn't even that we needed to like go to the club. I just like needed us to like get our money's worth, okay? But we did that. I was only drinking tequila sodas, and they were actually pretty good at this place. Like, it was giving more soda than tequila, but it still was like getting me feeling good. I also was having us play Hangman, and let me just say, the first word that I did for Hangman was orange, and my friend like could not guess orange. Like, I had to be like, the word's orange. So if you ever want a challenging word in Hangman, use the word orange. I also did the word sorbet. That was a pretty good one. And then we did Adam Sandler, and that was a total fail. Like, they got that in the first, they guessed the letter A, and then after the letter A, they're like, Adam Sandler. We're like, whoa, chill, you cheaters. I didn't know you guys like were into Adam like that. But then like I wanted to go sing like karaoke and be a little do on the town, but no one else wanted to do that, and we all went home. And at first I was like, rawr, like I wanted to be at the club or be at the karaoke, but now I actually am grateful that they were like, Erica, we're going home, because today we are going to tour like 11 different apartments, and I'm like a little bit hungover right now, and I just feel really tired. And I had a dream about a weird man last night, and like the dream was like really in detail, and I'm like, why did I just have a dream about him and like his family? And like it was a weird dream, and it had to do with Christmas. But anyways, I had a weird dream. I'm hungover, and I'm glad I'm not like more hungover. I think I got home at like 11 p.m. And if I had gotten home at like 2 a.m. and then had to wake up right now, I'd be like a little upset. So you know what? I'm thankful. We didn't do anything crazy. I will say though, last night I thought that this man, and I still think, there was like this man wearing this hat, and he was with his friend, and they were with girls, but I thought they were all just like buddies. And I literally swear one of the guys like whispered to his friend and pointed at my friend and was like, she's so cute. Like, I swear he said that. And I was like watching him, and then I was like, oh my god, that guy thinks like our girl is cute. And like he was pretty cute, so I'm like, okay, let's like make this happen. So we were like giving him some time to like be the man and come over and ask for her phone number, because he literally kept staring at her. Like he kept staring at her. And then I told my friend that I'm like, this guy is the guy. And she's like, I'm pretty sure he has a girlfriend. I'm like, wait, can I not read lips? Like, what the fuck? But then we gave it like 30 minutes and nothing was happening. So I took things into my own hands, and I went up to him and was like, do you have a girlfriend? Like, my friend. And he did in fact have a girlfriend. But yeah, no, he had a girlfriend. But I'm like, can I like really not read lips that well? Like, I swear that he said she was cute, but maybe he was like looking out for his friend and he was telling his friend like, oh, she's cute, like, you know, that kind of thing. I don't know. Or I'm just like so bad at reading lips, and maybe he wasn't even like, maybe he was talking about vegetables and the Veggie Tales. Like, I don't know, but I'm like pretty positive he said that. And so this is like the second time I've gone up to men and been like, hey, and they're like, we have girlfriends. So I'm done doing that. Like, I'm seriously done doing that. If a man wants to approach, they are gonna approach. I don't know why I thought I needed to take things into my own hands. Last night at the restaurant we went to, I like studied the menu because I used to be a Yelper back in the day. One of my friends and I both like would write Yelp reviews. I'm pretty sure she was like a little more intense than me. Like, she would get like critical, like she'd be like 3 stars. The service, like she would go into fucking detail, whereas I was just giving everyone 5 stars and posting my food and being like, all the servers need a raise. That was more of the vibe I was doing, but I do have like a couple Yelp reviews out there. I remember my first one was at Topper's Pizza. It's like this pizza place in Omaha that's open super late, and we used to go there all the time in high school. And like, the people that work there are just iconic. And yeah, that was my first review because they were so nice to me that I was like, I need to be a Yelper right now. And I think I was like, they need a rise. And I like put their names. Anyways, where was I going with that? Okay, wait, we were at this restaurant and I studied the menu because, guys, I'm back on track. I study the menu before I go to any restaurant because I need to be prepared. I love food, even though, like, this is a set menu, so, like, I kind of really already was set on what I was getting from the set menu, but drink-wise, I was like, I need to figure out what I want. And so I was looking at the menu and I found this drink with like matcha. And I'm going to be honest, I don't like matcha, but I feel like really cool girls, like the clean girl aesthetic girls, they like love matcha. So I want to like matcha. Like, I truly want to like it. And so we went there and I'm like, I want the drink that has the matcha in it. And he's like, that's not on the menu anymore. I'm like, what? Like, don't say those words to me. But I was like, okay, it's fine. Like, give me some time. But then he came back over and was like, I know some ways around it. Like, we can make you the matcha drink. I was like, fuck yes. Like, fuck to the yes. And they made us the matcha drink and it didn't taste like matcha. So maybe matcha is good. Maybe I do like matcha. It was green. It was adorable. I was really upset because I wanted to make a TikTok and I wanted to make a TikTok and I wanted to like post what I was eating because it's just like fun to me. Like, I just like taking pictures of the little things I'm eating and the little drinks I'm drinking. Okay, I just think it's fun. My phone is so out of storage that like I tried to take a picture and it's like, you can't take a photo, ma'am. So I was like, what the fuck? But luckily my friend let me take 2 photos on her phone. That was very nice of her. I was also laughing later on because in our Uber to the bar, they were talking about like how like it would be so hard to be a content creator and like taking pictures of everything and just like not living in the moment. And I'm like, guys, we need to chill out because that's my dream. So like, everyone fuck off right now. Just kidding. But like, I do get it. But like, I just think it's fun. Okay. I'm here for the content creation and I'm here to do all that. Like, it's fun. I wish I could tell you guys more about my dream, but it's just like too real that I'm like, did this happen? Like, I'm so confused. It definitely didn't happen. But okay, I guess I'll try to tell you guys about the dream. So basically, it was at someone that I used to like see's house. That's where this is taking place. And I was like at his house and we were hanging out, and then all of a sudden like his whole family came to where we were hanging out. Like, I think we were in like his room, and then his whole family came in, like his mom, his dad, his sister, his cousin, his aunt, his uncle, like fam, the whole fam. And they're hanging out with us, and it's like, whatever. Like, I think it was chill, but I think in the dream, I was like, wait, why are they all in here? Like, what's going on? And then his mom in the dream brought me like this big gift, and was like, open this gift, like it's for Christmas. And I was like, oh my gosh, okay. So then I start opening this gift, and it's like so nice. I know there was like $100 Target gift card in there, like just random things like that. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And then his mom in the dream was like, I also gave, we'll call her Amber, I also gave Amber this too. She like whispered to the guy, and I was like, wait, why would she give this exact same gift to another girl? Like, he's openly seeing like me, and he's openly seeing her. And yeah, that was basically the dream, was that his whole family knew that he was seeing me and her, and they were just like accepting that, and I didn't know that in the dream. So that was my dream. Very strange. Yeah, I'm glad that's not real, but like, why did I have that dream? I'm not really sure. I feel like I don't really even dream often. So when I do and I remember it, it's like, whoa, like, what is this a sign of? Is this a sign of sleep deprived, or is this a sign of like God? I don't know. What is this a sign of? Please help. I think dreams are like your conscious thoughts, but like, I promise you guys, I wasn't thinking about this person at all, or especially his family. Like, I wasn't thinking about them. So I don't really know where this came from, but I am so excited to tour these apartments today, though. I guess my friend is picking me up in approximately like 30 minutes, and we're gonna get coffee at my favorite coffee place. It's like so good. I'm literally so excited. At my favorite coffee place. Then we're gonna go meet the realtor at one house, and then he's gonna take us to like 12 different homes, and then we have an intermission, like a 3-hour break. And I think we're gonna come here and attempt to film. Well, I wanted to give a tour of my apartment, but my phone's out of storage, so I don't really know how to go about this. But I was like, we should go get new phones on the intermission. But she's like, you're asking for a lot. So I don't know if we're going to do that. And then we're going to go view more apartments. And that's kind of my day. I don't really have other plans for today, but we'll see what the world has in store for us. I'm kind of down to get silly if I need to get silly. I also need to check my bank account because I'm scared. But that's my life. I really need to see Gracie perform in concert. I also need to see Tate perform in concert. I also need to see Billy. Like, I feel like there's so many people that I need to see in concert, and I just like am extremely bad at like getting tickets to these things. I just think it would be really nice as a famous person. Like, you don't even have to really try to go get the tickets, do they? Like, I feel like the famous people just give them the tickets. That's what it feels like, but maybe that's not how it works. But if that's how it works, like, that is so amazing, and I'm jealous. But I'm gonna go, like, get myself ready, because, like, I kind of want to look, you guys already know what I'm gonna say. I feel like you guys know that I'm gonna say I kind of want to look hot today. I don't like want to look hot today, but I want to look like kind of silly, just because, like, what if we go to our future apartment and the love of my life is like next door? Like, that's out of a book. That would be so romantic if my husband was like living in the apartment next door, and we just like ran into each other, and we were just like, you're who I've been looking for. So that's like kind of why I want to look good today, is just in case that happens. Okay, so I'm gonna go get ready. I will talk to you guys when hopefully I have more storage on my phone, because my phone was also saying I couldn't even like film this, and I'm like, we're filming this, like, this is my life. So I'm gonna go get ready, and then I'll see you guys like another time. Okay, hello you guys. I am back from my weekend of events. It is now Tuesday, to put things into perspective, and we kind of have a lot to go over. So I think the last time I was on here, I was talking about my actions from Friday, but Saturday, nothing too stupid happened, but my friend and I went to a little speakeasy bar. Love a speakeasy. Does speakeasy mean that you have to be quiet in the bar? Because I'm actually not sure. But I've gone to speakeasies before where they basically want you to be like not talking, which I get because it's supposed to be like speakeasy vibes. But this one wasn't giving like you shouldn't be talking vibes. It was just really cute in there, and basically they gave you like a little riddle that you had to figure out, and then you had to like find the door to go into. And sorry if you guys have never been to this and you know what I'm talking about, but
I feel like it's so obvious that the door to get into is the bookshelf. Like, it's always the fucking bookshelf at these little places, but it was the bookshelf. And then you, like, enter into a room, and you turn the light on, and then they open a little, like, messenger thingy-mabobber, and then you say the answer to the riddle. And the girl that answered was like, okay, now touch your toes. And then we touched our toes, and then she's like, okay, now do some jumping jacks. And then we did jumping jacks. I'm like, I didn't remember being told I would have to touch my toes and do jumping jacks, but like, I'll do anything for this bar. And then we get in, and she's like, by the way, I don't work here. It's just my birthday. So I love her energy, and I want to start doing that to people. I'm also making chicken noodle soup right now because I made it like the other day, and I feel like when you make chicken noodle soup and buy all the ingredients, like you still have so many ingredients left. So I'm making more for lunch right now, and I'm very excited about it. My Uber home Saturday, I was like a little bit drunk, not gonna lie. I was pretty drunk. And my Uber said he only spoke Spanish, and I'm like, no problema. You know, like, I know a little bit of Spanish. And we had like a 15-minute conversation, basically only in Spanish. He taught me a really bad word in Spanish, and no, it's not bitch. It was something else, and I cannot remember it, but he taught me it, and then I was like saying it, and like he thought it was really funny that I kept saying it, and I'm like, what does this word mean? And then I asked him, like, should I go say this to people, like, in the public? And he's like, do not say this to people in the public. So I'm like, okay. I don't know what the word is. I asked my friend who is fluent in Spanish if she could help me think of the word that he would be referring to, but she has no idea. So I'm going to have to do some Google research, Chat GBT research, or whatever it is to find this word. Duolingo, like, I'm going to be finding out what this word is so I can share it with you guys. I hope that it doesn't mean something like really scary because I'm going to be spooked, but I think it started with a C, but I'm not actually sure. It was just like something I forgot that I was like so passionate about in the moment. I was really passionate about the word that he taught me, but he wouldn't tell me what it means. I don't think he knew what it meant in English actually, but it means something, okay? Just know that I learned a bad word, and I'm going to figure out what it is for us. Last night, I watched The Bachelor with my friends. I love reality TV, so obviously we were watching The Bachelor, and may I just say, I want someone I know to be on The Bachelor. How entertaining would that be? Like, I feel like every time The Bachelor comes out, like, someone I know is like, my friend's cousin is on this, or like, my friend's best friend is on this. Like, somehow someone knows someone, and I'm like, I'm jealous. I want to know someone on the show. Like, I want one of my best friends to be on this show. That would be iconic. So if any of my friends start getting like emails or DMs or whatever from The Bachelor, just know that I submitted you, and it's because I want you to be on it. I think it'd be really fun to watch and know someone on the show. And if nobody I know is willing to go on the show, I can take one for the team and go. I just don't think I would be great at being on that show. I think I'd be jealous in like 5 seconds. Like, you already made out with Catherine? Like, fuck you. You already made out with Michelle? Like, fuck you. Like, I'd be pissed. So I don't know how well I'd do on the show, but I also just learned last night that they have to buy all their dresses. I had no idea. I don't know where I thought they got the dresses, but I thought someone like helped them out with the dresses. Okay, it looks like my chicken noodle soup is now boiling, so I'm gonna add in my egg noodles. I always get confused on how to make chicken noodle soup. Like, sometimes I swear people put the nudes in and then they let it boil, and some people let it boil and then they put the nudes in. So I think I like keep going back and forth with what I'm doing. Okay, all is safe and sound. The nudes are in the pot, and I'm not gonna lie, this chicken noodle soup is looking a little bit scary. I added paprika in it because I saw a girl on TikTok add paprika in it, and I was like, okay, like, she looks like she's a chef, so if she's adding paprika, like, I'm gonna add paprika. I'll let you guys know how it tastes though. You know, I feel like you can't really fuck up chicken noodle soup. Actually, I added vegetable broth, and I also added chicken bone broth because I bought chicken bone broth because people online said it's like good for the lining of your stomach. So I was like trying to drink it, but it tastes like absolute dog shit, and I accidentally just added it to the chicken noodle soup. So I'm sorry. I hope it tastes good because I just cut up so many vegetables for this bitch. But I thought today something silly that we could discuss is some of the different jobs that I had in high school, because I was thinking about the jobs that I had in high school the other day, and I'm a diverse job person. I've had a lot of different jobs in high school specifically that altered my brain, okay? My first job ever was at this restaurant. I think I just turned 16. Like right when I turned 16, I think my parents were like, you need to get a job. So that's what I did because I listened to my parents. And so I got a job as a hostess with the mostess, you know the vibes. So I got a job doing that, and some of my friends at the time worked there, and overall the vibes were good. It's really interesting being 16 and like learning about the restaurant industry, because now like working in the restaurant industry when I was 16 versus when I was like 21, so different and so funny. But I learned a lot as a 16-year-old host because all of the servers were obviously like, I feel like everyone that worked there was like 21. And so they taught me a lot of different things. They taught me that a lot of people drink on the job. A lot of people do questionable things in the bathroom, and like there's a lot of server drama. That's pretty much all I remember. I also remember that I learned what an IUD was at that job. Someone was like telling me all about it, and I was like, whoa, I don't know what any of this means. So that was my first time entering the work world. I remember that a really old man and his old friends came in and asked to be sat at a table, and so I sat them obviously at a table because that's my job. And I guess he didn't get helped within like 10 minutes. I don't really know, like that's not my business. I'm just here to seat you, and the rest is not my problem. And the man came up and like informed me that no one had helped him yet, and I'm like, okay, like I'll go talk to your server, whatever. And I did that, and the server was just overwhelmed. It was a busy night. I don't really know, like again, I'm 16 years old, and I think I had been working here for like a month, so I still didn't really know what was going on. Came back up like after 5 minutes of still not being helped, and started just like screaming in my face. Like I could feel his spit and his bad breath like on my face, and I'm not good with situations like this. Like I'm a very sensitive person, so I immediately just started bawling my eyes out, and just took it while crying. And it was so busy that night, like there were probably like 15-20 people all watching this happen, like waiting for me to help them get sat, and I'm just like crying. And then I obviously ran to the back where my manager was, and my manager was goated for this. He actually did like run outside after the man and was like, you don't talk to 16-year-old host like this. So I think I quit basically after that because I was like, I can't do this. And then for some reason, because obviously when you're 16 years old and you're in high school, like if you weren't prank calling people, like who are you? Everyone has to prank call. Like some of my friends are 23 years old, 24 years old, and they are still prank calling people. So just know, like if you're 16, like you should be prank calling. One of my best friends at the time used to prank call that restaurant with me, and you know, I would never do this now. Now looking at it, I'm like, that's so immature, but it's kind of funny still. But we used to call them and talk in this really strange voice. I don't think I can do the voice. She can do the voice really well, but I'll try to impersonate it. It would be like,
Hey.
Oh, that's the voice.
Hi, I would like to order broccoli.
And we would order like broccoli and mashed potatoes or something. I don't know. And like no one could ever understand us, and like it was definitely fucked up that we were doing that. So I'm really sorry to that restaurant. But basically we did that maybe a couple times, and they ended up blocking my phone number, which I'm like, are we so stupid? Like we weren't even calling them on like *67. Like we were just openly calling them. They openly saw my name and were like, this dumb bitch worked here. And I was trying to talk to us in a fake voice and order broccoli. Yeah. So that happened. After that job, I think I started working. I worked one day at PacSun in the mall, literally one day, like seriously one day. And I learned so much about the mall in that one day. They told me that like if people come in and try to steal things while you're working, like legally you just have to let them. You can't be like, are you stealing? You have to just like let it happen. So I was like also still 16. I'm like, what the fuck? People are gonna come steal things? Like I'm not prepared for this. They also told me that in like the changing rooms, the like manager or something has had sex with like a customer. And I was like, what? Like I don't want to meet the manager that's having sex with customers in the dressing room. They told us like customers have sex in the dressing rooms, like all this raunchy shit. that happens at this PacSun. The PacSun is no longer in this mall, by the way. So if you ever go to that mall and you're like, I'm scared, like, it doesn't even exist anymore. So all is good. I think it's like a toy store now. But that happened and they told us like so much information. And then they're like, can you work Black Friday? And I'm like, I'm actually scared to work like any day. Like, I don't want to work here. So that was like literally didn't last long. I kind of just worked there because I wanted the discount on the clothes, obviously. Like, I'm a high schooler, I like PacSun, I need 50% off clothes, but I don't want to work with or deal with any of that. So after that one day of working, I'm pretty sure the next job I had, but I might be getting these two jobs mixed around, but I'm pretty positive that after that job, I went and worked at a tanning salon because I feel like a lot of people I was friends with in high school tanned in like tanning beds and stuff. And I know like a lot of people that still actually tan in tanning beds. I haven't tanned in one since I was like 17 years old, but there was a year in high school where I tanned in tanning beds. And my mom, I don't know if my mom's ever used a tanning bed, but she, obviously when you're like under 18, you have to have your mom like sign for you to use the tanning beds and say you're like allowed to use the tanning beds. And my mom's like, I'm not signing that for you, because she didn't want me to use them. So I was like, okay, like I'll just go work at a tanning salon. So I went and started working at a tanning salon so that I could tan without my mom's signature, which like they probably like should have actually still had my mom's signature, but I think they just assumed that like since my parents like obviously knew I was working there that was like a signature, but I'm pretty sure they probably should have like still gotten my parents' permission, but they didn't. And I just like went and worked there, which I feel like that kind of describes me as a person. I'm not really good at being told no. So them being like, I'm not gonna sign this, I'm like, okay, I'll just go work at the tanning salon. So I started working there, and my lordy, like the beds that are like the cheapest level compared to the beds that are like so expensive to use, like I'm not kidding, there is such a big difference. The really expensive beds like blow you off after, and they're like so cool in there, and like it was just amazing. But my job basically was just to like check people in and then like clean the beds. And the owner of this place, I don't think she really liked me that much. She would like come in and be like, there's one fingerprint, come like with me and I'll show you where the fingerprint is. And then I would go in there and I'd be like, I don't see a fingerprint, and it'd be in like the most random spot, and she'd be like, there's the fingerprint, which like I do understand, like that is like, you know, like the fingerprint shouldn't be there, but like also like I swear the fingerprint wasn't there when I cleaned it. But I worked there for like a couple months, and then the lady who owned it, like I swear she didn't like me the whole time I worked there, and she randomly brought out like the March schedule and I wasn't on it. And then I texted her like, hey, I'm not on the schedule, like do I come to work tomorrow like what I normally work? And she's like, we don't need you to work this month. I'm like, okay. And then I just never heard from them again. So it was very weird. I think she fired me without firing me. Like she just like took me off the schedule and like can't say it to my face. So that was really interesting, to not be fired to your face, but to just be taken off the schedule and then been like, we just don't need you this month. After that, I got another job at a restaurant as a host again, and this restaurant was Italian, and they had really good Italian food with bread, all the things. And I was a host slash a busser, which means you like clean the tables and all that fun stuff. I liked being the host. I enjoyed that part. I hated the bussing part. Like, I am a weak person, okay? Like, taking out the trash for me is like an arm workout in a day. Like, that's all I need to do to get my arms feeling good. So bussing an entire table equals broken plates. Like, I can't do it. And if they want you to look like neat and nice, carrying like plates and cups and all the things off the tables, like I'm not the girl for you. If you want the job done in an ugly way and not a proper way, like I can do that, but it's not gonna like, I'm gonna break something and I'm probably just like not gonna be good at it. So luckily I worked with like, it was me and then like 5 other men worked there for some reason. I think there were like 2 other girl hosts, but for some reason I was always stuck working with the guys. And these guys would try to be like, I want to be at the host stand, like, you bust the tables. And I would be like, what the fuck? You're the man, like, you're going to bust the table. I get to be the host who just gets to stand here and like look cute and like seat people. Like, are you kidding me? I feel like everyone in this room would agree that if you're standing here trying to look all like cute and you're seating people, and then they see some like adorable little girl like struggling to clean tables, they're gonna question this restaurant. So no, you guys can clean the tables. And I think we like actually used to beef about it, but luckily my manager there loved me and I loved her, and if she was working, she would be like, no, like, you guys are cleaning the tables and she's gonna stand here and seat people. Also, like, I swear they weren't even good at seating people. Like, not that you can be bad at it, but like, you actually can be bad at being a host. Like, people are actually ass at it sometimes and they like don't understand the flow. But like, a lot of people that come into a restaurant, it's so obvious that they've never worked in a restaurant because they're like, there's an open table right there, and you're like, bitch, no one's like serving that section. And they're like, well, there's a table right there, and then you like seat them and they're like, actually, we want a booth. And you're like, bro, you just fucked up the whole vibe. You just fucked up the rotation. And now Jeremy in the back is gonna fucking yell at me, and I'm not here to be yelled at. Okay? Sit your ass down on the fucking booth. You're gonna be okay. I prefer a booth. Like, I do get it when there's a bunch of booths open and then you seat them at like a regular table, or like vice versa. And I get that, okay? I prefer a booth. Booths are fun. But I also don't work there, so like, I never question it unless it's like extremely empty. Like, I'll ask, like, are we allowed to? But I would ask before I got sat in a seat. Like, I wouldn't be sat and then decided I don't like it here after I've like already gotten waters. Now I'm just ranting. But yeah, I also got yelled at there by some lady one time, but I don't think I cried. I probably did though. I don't remember why this bitch yelled at me, but she did yell at me, and I was just like, can you like drink some hot chocolate and shut the fuck up? Like, go eat the bread that's on the table, ma'am. I don't know. Like, why do people always come up to the host and yell at the host? Especially because I feel like at these restaurants, like, majority of the time, I feel like hosts are in like high school. So why are we yelling at a high schooler? I've never understood it. I get like being like, can I speak to the manager, and then having a conversation with the manager, but yelling at a high schooler, like, it's just not a good look. It's just not necessary. Anyways, after that job, I think I worked there for a while, and I really wanted to be on the like to-goes. Like, they had like a whole to-go curbside pickup situation, and I really wanted to be that so that I didn't have to deal with like people yelling at me and like bussing the tables. I think bussing the tables is just like what really got me the most. But actually, a lot of the servers at this restaurant were really nice to me, and they would like help me bus the tables so that I wasn't like really struggling, because like I actually would struggle to bus tables. But after that job, now we're kind of getting into like freshman year of college, because if you guys are like, holy shit, you had so many jobs in fucking high school, like, yes, but this job, now we're in college. I think we're freshman year college children, and me and one of my best friends worked at a dog spa. It was like a dog spa. Like, they had grooming, haircuts, they had like, it was like a doggy hotel / spa, so, or doggy daycare, like all those things. So you could like book your dog there, like for the hotel. If you were going on vacation for like a week, you could like leave your dog there, or you could just drop your dog off for like doggy daycare while you go to work. They also had like grooming, all the things that they had. And I didn't have a dog at this point in my life, so it was really fun to see like every breed of dog ever and hang out with all the pups. And it was fun because I was working with one of my friends, so it was just like best of both worlds. And me and my friend were basically the only two receptionists, so we basically ran that bitch. I remember before I started working there, because my friend worked there before me, she told me that like the owner or something was like a little bit different. And I don't know why I never believe people when they tell me these things. Like, I was just like, I don't believe you. Or I believed her, but I was just like, I need to find out for myself. So I started working there, and it was really fun. Like, I know that my favorite type of dog now is a Shar Pei. They're like these not medium sized. They're definitely like small dogs. Maybe they can be medium sized, but they have like extra skin, so it's like wrinkly and it's so adorable. And once I saw a Shar-Pei in real life, like, it actually changed my life. And that's also where I met a long-haired wiener dog. And now, like, in my future, I'm either going to have a long-haired wiener dog when I get a dog or a Shar-Pei. So those are my 2 favorite dogs. And I met them at this job. I was also obsessed with this huge husky, like, this huge husky that worked there. This husky that, like, came there for doggy daycare every day. She was absolutely perfect. But crazy things happened at this job, like, all the time. So there were people that worked, like, in the back with the dogs, obviously, and did all that. And we kind of just would be the person that when the dog comes in, we, like, check them in. We do, like, receptionist things. And then we would take the dog to their little room and, like, their parent could come with us, like, whatever. I feel like their parent could come with us, I would assume. Wait, yeah, because we would give, like, tours of the place. Oh, yeah, that's another thing we did. We would give tours. I don't think I was good at that. But different things like that. And it was really a fun time. But the owner, the first time I met the person, was actually a little bit different. My friend was correct. I remember her and I were, like, watching a video on her phone. And he's like, "You ladies better not be watching inappropriate videos." And we were like, "Wait, what?" Like, we're not watching any inappropriate videos. Like, we are watching, like, who knows what we were watching, but I know it wasn't inappropriate. And he came over and, like, was being really sus and really weird. Like, really weird. So that place actually doesn't exist anymore either. They shut down completely. I know it was, like, a COVID clinic at one point. Now I don't know what it is. Haven't been in that area in so long, but just know that it doesn't exist anymore. So the job that I had after that was actually, like, probably one of my favorite jobs. And that was at a smoothie shop that, like, me and so many friends worked at. And I think I worked at the dog place and this place at the same time, because I started working at the smoothie place, like, in high school, and then I also worked at it in college. I feel like I worked there for, like, 3 years or something. It felt like everybody that worked there, I feel like, was friends, and a lot of us went to the same high school or, like, hung out in the same friend zones, groups, whatever. And so it was really fun to just, like, make smoothies and blast music and hang out and do whatever we wanted to do. They, like, basically let, like, high schoolers run that shit, which I'm, like, all here for. Like, that was a fun job, and there was, like, never a manager there, so we kind of just got to do, like, whatever we wanted. We also used to, like, give out free smoothies if we liked you. I feel like that's robbery. And then the owner would come in and be like, "Stop giving out free smoothies." And we'd be like, "We would never do that. We would never give out a free smoothie ever." But, like, we totally would. And sometimes I felt really smart because there'd be, like, a line of, like, 15 cars, and I'd go out and memorize every single car's order without writing it down. Like, I swear in that moment I had whatever it's called, where you can, like, just remember everything. Do you guys know what that is? Someone tell me what that is, where you can just, like, remember everything. I think I had that when I worked there. Like, I dead ass could remember, like, 15 smoothie orders. I remember one time a lady, they had, like, so many locations, and I used to work at every single location, but one time a lady came in and she wanted to, like, steal some mugs or something. I don't really know, but she, like, did steal, like, 2 mugs. Personally, I didn't think that was a big deal because I think we sold the mugs for, like, $15. So I was like, you know what? She needs a mug. Maybe she just needs, I don't know, she just needed a mug for some reason. And so I told my manager, like, haha, a lady just came here and stole a mug. And he was like, "You need to call the police right now." And I was like, wait, shit, like, I didn't know stealing a mug was, like, that serious. Like, when I worked at PacSun, like, people apparently could just, like, steal clothes, like, no biggie. But yeah, he made us call the police, and then the police came and they're like, "What happened?" I'm like, "A lady stole a mug." Like, I don't know. They didn't really care. Nothing happened, but I was just like, I thought it was chill. Stealing mugs is not chill. Another time, I, like, just remembered this, but another time I was taking out the garbage at this place because we had to bring out, like, so much garbage to the garbage can. And so I was taking it out to the dumpster and I stepped on a nail and it literally went through my foot. A nail went through my foot. Like, it went through my entire shoe and through my foot. so much pain. It was so painful. Definitely don't recommend stepping on a nail. It was like in a wood thing, and like it wasn't like a small nail. Like it was a long, probably like 5-inch nail. Went through my whole shoe and my whole foot, and I pulled it out, and then I like limped inside, and my foot was obviously bleeding. And the girl I was working with, I just told her what happened as I'm like bawling my eyes out, and we texted like the manager or whatever that I stepped through a nail, and like they didn't believe me at first. And I'm like, I actually stepped in a nail, like I need to go home. And they were like, why would you be taking the trash out at this hour? And we're like questioning me, and I'm like, what? I'm taking the trash out because the trash is full. But like I think the main point right now is that I just stepped through a nail and my foot is bleeding and I'm crying. And I had to go get like a tetanus shot, and my foot, like I could not walk for like a week and a half. Like my foot was blown up like a fucking balloon. Like, oh my gosh, it was in so much pain. I would find a picture of my foot, but I don't think you guys are going to want to see that. But just know it was brutal. I also like always used to set the alarm off at this place. I have like so many memories here, but when I would work at like 5:30 in the morning, I would obviously have to open the store, and I always would forget the passcode to these places because they all had different passcodes, and I worked at like all of them. And so the alarm would go off, and like you don't want to hear an alarm at 5:30 a.m. Like it's actually brutal. But that would always happen. I just like needed to inform you guys of like jobs that I did in high school because I feel like it has shaped me into who I am today. Just kidding, but like not kidding at the same time. And we have like way more to go through, but like I feel like we've talked enough about them, and we ended on a good note talking about me stepping through a nail. Don't do that. I guess look at the ground when you're walking. Like I don't know how it happened, but it happened and it hurt. But I'm gonna go eat this chicken noodle soup. I hope everyone is having a great day, and I'll see you guys next week.